Hey guys, welcome to the Gamers Corner. I got Justin, Mark, and Chris, and we're going to be talking about our hardest games, our top 5 hardest games, starting with number 5. And roll intro. We don't have to wait. I mean, just click it. Okay, so I don't know. We got our own little lists here going on. So let's start with number 5. And where am I here on the screen? Okay, all right, yeah. I'll separate us out a little bit so we can see. And
do we want to mention what the poll?
So what happened was, I will. What I did was I posted a poll to 907 Gamers and What You Playing. And they're both Facebook groups, and I kind of wanted to see what other people thought and kind of how they reacted. And I wish Facebook had a poll that couldn't be edited or had to be approved of some. I don't know. It was just I got a lot of bogus info and what really sucked about it was a lot of people voted for the bogus info, and so
they won most of the time, or at least made top 5.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, like
on a timeline, the internet will devolve you into a troll.
Yeah. The hardest game, in fact, was I identify sexually
as an attack helicopter.
Except it was completely like botched grammar. It was.
Oh yeah, I identify sexually as I attack helicopter.
Yeah, it was terribly written. Probably a 10-year-old. So, I don't know. Like,
it
was number 1, and that was hilarious. That's great. Good job, whoever you did that.
And that's one of those meme things.
Is it? I don't know. I
think it is.
Too old for that shit.
It's a meme that's satiring. Like making fun of the people that are like, I'm a man and I sexually identify as a wolf.
That's
or
cool.
I sexually identify as a transgender lunarkin or something.
Well, that does sound like a hard game.
Yeah. Well, it was a difficult game. It won number 1, so
it's very difficult
to do. But we have our own top 5, and it might show our age as far as the games go. Because, man, kids today, they don't know shit about shit.
There's some stuff is still hard, but it's very specific. Like games in general, no. But specific things in games, yes.
Yeah. Let's start.
We're starting with
starting with 5. So I'll start. Justin, go ahead. Shoot away.
5?
You're number 5.
Actually, I was just referencing this. I put Call of Duty Zombies Easter egg achievements. Like, Call of Duty, not hard. But trying to get the Easter egg achievements, which in Zombies usually takes 4 people.
Yeah.
And it's hard enough to be good at the map yourself, to find one person who's also good at the map, and then to find 2 more people.
Yeah.
They're also good at the map.
And it takes hours. If you do it in one take, it's still going to take 2 hours. Every time you mess up, you're just compiling all this time.
Yeah.
And they're so complicated now. Like, if you go and look on internet videos, it's a 30-minute breakdown.
And how do they get figured out? Who is the, like, how, because it's not
amazing.
There's no hints.
No, there's
absolutely no hints on what you're supposed to do.
You don't even know how to start it. The hardest part is trying to find out how to start it. But nowadays, it's weird because people are figuring these things out within the first 36 hours online.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The internet helps that, like everybody's like cross-referencing everything, but still, I tried to go into the map blind the first time. I can't even figure out how to start anything. I'm like, just click on stuff, and all zombies are chasing you, obviously. That never helps.
Do you think there's like an internet leak? Like someone from the company giving some hints if it takes too long?
I don't know.
No, because they still are saying things like, "Oh, you guys have missed. There's still stuff you haven't found in the original map."
Wow.
Stuff like that.
That's crazy. I think that maybe there is some company leak. Maybe like a small starter, but not for much. And maybe the ones that are invested in the game, like the most views or something. I don't know.
It's become like a event now. Like the night it comes out, people are like live streaming for like 24 hours trying to do it, and like everybody's watching each other. And the developers, the Zombies guys in particular, are watching it because they find it fascinating how fast people are, because they're making it more and more complicated. They're like,
Yeah.
well, it only took them 12 hours. Let's make it even crazier. And then, well, it took 13 this time. Great.
Yeah. That's insane.
But I have accomplished a few of them. Me and Corey. I think Chris has helped a couple
I
times.
tried. I don't know if the one we did actually worked.
Yeah, probably not.
I've been a part of one,
Yeah, you've been there. Yeah, we have to like.
and it's nuts.
We have to create an event, and it's like 6 hours long at least, and so we don't even do it sometimes. And, yeah, so that's my top 5 or number 5.
I'll need to brush up on my skills then, so we can try and get going after that. But I haven't played Zombies in forever. So
What's your number 5 there? Hardest game?
mine's similar to that. Like I put classic World of Warcraft, but I guess a lot of MMOs are the same thing, like EverQuest, even Elder Scrolls Online. And
move it up.
whatnot. Yeah, because in classic WoW, doing we're gonna do tier 3 Naxxramas raids, and that was ridiculous because they had 20-man and 40-man raids. And so if you had to get 40 people together, and if everyone had to know what they were doing,
With all the right gear.
with all the right
Yeah.
gear and everything, so that was a huge time waster. Where of the almost 365 days I have of /played time in World of Warcraft, most of that was just fucking wiping on stupid boss mechanics because some idiot was standing in the whelp pit.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, like so it's just that. So that's why I put that as number 5, because games like that require multiple people, like you're saying. It's like you had to get 4
And that's
people,
people
you had
who
to get 12
usually don't
people.
know them. Like, at least with the Zombies, there's people I know, and they can like smack you if you're being an idiot. But
Right, and and that's the other thing too, is in real life when you're
That's
sitting
why
on
I
the
stopped
couch
coming
constantly.
over.
Because in real life you can talk like, hey, oh, by the way, you're about to get stabbed in the back or something. In WoW, you're like talking over 39 other people on
yeah.
Skype, and you're like, shut up, move, you idiot, and everyone's like, what? And then everyone moves. So yeah, that's why I put that as number 5.
Great. I put Mega Man as my number 5. Mega Man.
like just
Series.
the series. Yep.
The whole series,
Yeah, the series.
They're hard, man.
They're hard. You guys, what you guys are talking about is like number 2, number 1 over here, man. I would like to see your number 1s. Jeez.
Well,
Number 1. I mean, okay, so Mega
We'll get
Man
there.
is tough, but it's you learn. It's trial and error.
masterable skills.
As soon as you realize that Mega Man can stand on a pixel of his toe, you're good. But everything, I restarted Mega Man. It's called Mega Man X Maverick Wars or something like that. It's just a Mega Man X reboot for the Vita, essentially, or the PSP or something like that. And it was really tough. I was like, holy crap, how did I ever play this? And then, I don't know, a few days later, it was really good. I beat it within 3 days, I think, And I even got the Ryu Fireball shoot. The one boss, the one hit kill for everything. And beat the boss in 3 seconds, which was great. But yeah, the game is tough, but it's learnable. It's not too tough.
And isn't there a pattern like you beat certain bosses?
Yeah.
You get their power.
And then you get they're easier.
And back when you were kids, that information wasn't readily available.
Yeah.
Now everything's
Pretty.
you can read it.
Yeah, you have to buy the magazine. What Game Informer?
Nintendo Power.
Yeah,
What are they?
Nintendo Power.
Yeah, like they kind of hint to at it.
Yeah.
Did you?
And even those are wrong sometimes because
Yeah.
the internet wasn't a thing. So.
Yeah.
But,
So
I recently have played some of the Mega Mans again, the original 6, because on Rare Replay they were
Right.
re-released. But you have save states, and
You
like
didn't have that in the originals, yeah.
so that makes everything way easier. It still was a pain in the ass to beat.
yeah.
Did you get the Cheetos?
I've gotten a couple because I've beaten a couple, but I haven't even beat all 6 of them yet.
4 was really tough. I remember 4 coming out, and Skullman. You're
First
like,
one was
who the
rough.
hell is Skullman, and what is his weakness, and what
Yeah.
Skullman?
He has
skulls
no
floating around. Scary shit,
necromancer?
dude. Huh?
He's like a necromancer.
I guess he's a
robot.
necromancer robot. Yeah,
Nice.
he's raising all the people that he's killed. Oh,
Cool
there's-
thing about
yeah.
everything after the first Mega Man is most of the bosses are like fan suggestions,
Oh yeah,
and I think it's all in the credits and stuff. But that was cool. They started like
I
adopting.
think
all fan
Mega
stuff.
Man 10 or 8 had the first woman.
Mega
I don't
Man
remember. It was. I think it was 10. Yeah,
Yeah, she had
boss or
boss. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the bosses was a woman
interesting.
instead of a man.
Yeah, I never really got into them as a kid
Like
because they were
Snake
just
Man.
hard. So
yeah, they were tough. I liked them, but yeah, they were tough. And what I hated was you beat your bosses, right? And then you go to Dr. Wily's palace, and then you got
Again.
5 more stages
Yeah.
of just
boss
insanity.
rush or whatever. they
You
call
know,
it.
oh god, that was awful.
wow.
But you know, again, it was fun. So, Chris, what you got?
For my number 5 would be Metal Slugs 3, the port that they had for 360. So it's a Neo Geo arcade game. If you never played it, it's a lot like Contra. But on the 360, you can't just put quarters in. They cap you at a certain amount of continues, which of course have a certain amount of lives. You get shot once in that game, you're dead. You have 3 lives, 3
You
continues.
get shot once?
Yeah, one time, you're dead.
It's like a bullet.
It's a
one
metal
life.
slug. That's
I mean,
it's a boom. You wouldn't live through that. You get shot.
I guess.
What about
It
like an arm or something?
would blow your arm.
it's made
off
to
and you'd
steal
bleed
all
out.
your quarters.
Yeah.
And I played a co-op with my sister like probably 100 times. Made it to the boss a few times, never beat it. Very
The first boss?
no, like made it to
Oh,
the
the
last
last
boss.
guy?
but
Wow.
It's
But if
That
it
is
was an
frustrating.
arcade game, those games aren't very long.
they're not. Well, this one seemed long.
Probably because of the difficulty.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were like memorizing where the enemies were going to come from,
Right.
killing them all. It just wasn't enough.
Nope.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
those co-op shooters like Sunset Riders and all that. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they were a lot of quarters thrown into that machine at the
Yeah.
Royal Rink.
So number 4, Justin, what you got?
I put where did I put Ninja Gaiden, like all of them. They're just terribly hard.
Oh, you,
It's
did,
like-
you put Contra.
Well, he also put Fire Emblem on there, so
You're reading the wrong list.
this is your list, sir. That's your hardest games. Or do
You
we
can't
put those
even
in
read
back?
your own shorthand.
What?
Uh-oh, you gave me the wrong list, maybe.
Whatever. Okay.
Just go off your list. We don't need that
Yeah,
nonsense.
they can't see that.
Eh,
Anyways. Ninja Gaiden.
We didn't
yes.
talk about this beforehand. No.
I'm all confused. What list am I looking at?
This
I
was-
know, but what happened? I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know what happened.
uh,
Your mind.
Maybe you're
Mine.
reading off of your favorites. I don't know.
yeah. So I'm gonna go with Fire Emblem because those games are punishingly difficult, like permadeath, and it's like turn-based. So if you make one wrong move, you can screw the whole combat. And so you basically just end up resetting the battle every time you lose a guy or make one wrong step. But like trying to do it straight without resetting, it's basically impossible.
I
could never do
hate
it.
losing characters I
Yeah, me
create
too.
and like. I hate
Yeah.
it. XCOM was like that. Hated it. Hated making my buddies and watching
Yeah.
them die. Hated it.
I enjoy
Especially when
watching
they
you
were
die.
when they were high level snipers, you know. Like, yeah, this guy's a master, you know, sergeant sniper, and then like some alien comes up and kills him. You
Right.
know, well, it's kind of hard to kill them too, though, because they got a lot of life. But you know, they'll in that specific game they'll team up on you. So yeah, I hate it. I hate making Final Fantasy. No, I don't think
Tactics?
Tactics. Did Tactics have that
Yep.
permadeath?
Yeah, I think
Yep.
so. Yeah.
That's why that's on my list.
So would you just
Exactly.
would you just load after one of your dudes dies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this just makes the game take like
Right.
4
Yeah,
times
yeah.
longer.
So you just waste so much time. Like you can get to like there's one guy left to kill in this battle that you spent an hour doing, and then he gets a critical hit, so you lose, and then you restart. You got to do it all over again. But like, imagine trying to do that without resetting. He would run out of characters in like 3 battles, and you'd be like, "This is impossible."
Yeah, it's
And then you have to start the
Tactics.
whole game over
Then
again.
you- yeah.
Yeah.
Would you just be down to your main like character,
Probably.
trying to fight
Just
30
get-
dudes.
Yeah, and you can't.
and
so,
then you
yeah.
die with him, and that's it.
It's
But I really like the series. I enjoy the tax strategy, turn-based strategies games. So.
yeah, they're fun.
Justin,
No, wait, yeah.
I feel like I
Mark?
just went.
Oh yeah.
Mark,
Yeah.
you're number 4.
My number 4 is Final Fantasy Tactics for similar reasons to Justin's Fire Emblem. Final Fantasy Tactics was a really fun game, but it was the same thing where you only had a team of so much, and if they died, it was permanent death and they're done, and you had to reload before that battle. And all of the battles in Final Fantasy Tactics take at least an hour.
Yeah.
Every single time you get into a combat scene, and you can't just, okay, run from combat unless it's a nonsense battle like on the road somewhere to somewhere else, but you can't just leave the combat. And even then, half the time you can't leave because they caught up to you.
Super surprised because I'm a Final Fantasy guy. And so Tactics came out, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'll play this. And then I got into that first battle. I'm like, what? Huh?
Just getting your ass handed.
I just want to throw some. Can I just attack? I have to move. What is all this? You know, and it took me forever to even grasp the concept.
Yep.
You know, and then to get into it and then just play it. You know, I don't think I ever beat it. I like it, but it was so long.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't beat the game yet either, and it's just because.
And the Final Fantasy Tactics is way more, the class-based system and the magic is way more complicated than Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's like a way baser game. So Tactics is even harder than Fire Emblem.
You get elevation. Oh my god.
I haven't played Fire Emblem, so. But yeah, that's the one reason why I was like, oh god. And then you wipe and, okay, they die, and then you start running out of teammates, and then you have to either reload from a previous save or.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher.
Well, my number 4, I put Mega Man.
Yep.
But we did already talk about that.
Yeah.
It's self-explanatory.
I'd like to change it to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Right now, Dark Souls series, I never got to the point where it was fun, just to where I died, like over and over.
It is hard to get to that point.
You never got to that point, huh?
Never got to the fun part.
That sucks.
So maybe I'll try the new one.
I got to the fun parts. I had a lot of fun. Well, you have to. Did you play with anyone?
Yes.
And you never got to that point with
No.
playing with anyone.
Because people who play Dark Souls are crazy. So I play with Rory. We start a character. We're both like level 10. I was like, okay, I'll see you next
Rory
week.
never stops playing that
He's
game,
like, I'm level like 100.
Yeah.
See
It's
ya.
like,
He can't help
can't
it.
play together.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the
anymore.
point of having this character where you guys can play together?
Exactly.
Yeah, we have rules like that in my house where we don't. It's like, okay, this character you're not allowed to play unless I'm playing.
Right, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. So it's not my hard game because it's just I thought Mega Man was harder. Metroid, on the other hand, is my number 4. Metroid, the original NES version, no map.
It's rough.
Yeah.
You don't know where anything is. You lost almost immediately.
Yep.
You take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns, and that's it. You don't know where you are anymore. That's it. You know.
There's very little dialogue in that game to tell you anything.
Yeah, there's nothing. You know, and you don't know where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do. Not really. You know, you're just kind of like, oh, there's a ball, I'll get it, I guess. You know, so it's a lot of figuring out. It takes a lot of time, and I don't remember if they had save points. I think they had codes, but I don't think.
Yeah, I think it was
It
code.
gave you
based.
code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You have to
that
write
Which
down.
is ridiculous.
Just codes in general should be on this list for typing in
Yeah,
regular
anything
Nintendo
with codes.
save codes.
Zelda.
They're so long. Why do they have to be so long? There's not that many options.
I played Metroid on the Game Boy. Is that the like same game?
I think they remade it.
It was
for the
definitely a
Game
pain in the ass.
Boy. Yeah.
Which, yeah, that's Metroid 2.
I think you like start in your ship or something. It's
That's every single one of
like
them.
my ship's broken.
Yeah, I happened to land on this planet that has Chozo artifacts on it that I could.
The original Metroid kind of invented that genre too. Like it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It's similar to Zelda, where you gotta go and get stuff, but like so, nobody knew what was even going on in that game. Like, what do I do? Why
Yeah.
can't I go here?
Yeah.
Am I shooting things? Okay, I guess.
There's a wall here. It
Little
looks
area. I
breakable,
can't
but
fit in there. I'm too big.
Yeah. Now, Super Metroid is one of my favorite games,
Great
and
game.
I love it. And it's not difficult. It's enjoyable. But Metroid, I hate it.
Yeah.
well, I think it's
Difficult.
like as the starter of the series, they had a lot of kinks to work out. Like, hey, maybe we should put in a big map.
Well, they also probably weren't thinking about like. I think they were like intentionally like, let's make this real hard. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's be
Let's
able.
make it unplayable for people. You know, and that was a lot of NES games, anyways. Ninja Turtles. Jesus Lord. You know that underwater level.
Oh god.
It was- yeah, well, I remember that really well
Yeah.
because I never beat it.
Lightning
It scarred you, yeah.
kelp or whatever.
Yeah,
You're right.
He's swimming around, and the turtles,
like tentacle
for
things.
them being turtles and being like swimmers, they don't swim very well.
No.
I grew
You
up
know?
in like sewer though, so
And
they
they
grew
are
up in a- I guess they
radioactive. I mean,
grew up in a shallow end of a pool.
they
You
didn't get a
know,
lot of
they,
practice.
they didn't get
They
to.
were raised by a rat. So
Yeah.
he
What
didn't
does he
teach-
know about
He doesn't know how
swimming?
to swim.
You know how to cross the
Kung
channel.
fu,
That's about
it's
it. All right. So Justin, you're number 3.
I got Mega Man. I think.
Yep, there
Yeah,
it is. It
confirmed.
matches up.
Cool.
Good.
Okay.
So I mean, we've talked about it, but yeah. It's
Why
very
did you?
difficult.
What's up with Mega Man with you?
I can't
That's-
beat him without save states. Like
Yeah.
it's terrible. Like with Call of Duty, the zombies, I've completed some of those. Mega Man, I've only done it because there's save states and like I had people helping me and like
Yeah.
and people told me which order to do the bosses. So just not a game I ever was very good at.
There's a player who beat all the bosses with just standard blaster. It takes forever,
Jeez.
but you know,
impressive.
what sucks about that game is, and is great about that game, is the pattern. It's such a steep learning curve for the pattern of the bosses. So you get into the boss fight, and he hops around twice, and then you're dead. You're like, I don't know what just happened, and so you have to go through all the whole midway
whole
through the
thing.
level,
Yeah.
get to him again, just to die 2 seconds later than you usually would anyway. So you know, so the pattern learning is really difficult on that. And the secret is avoid the boss for the first like minute and a half just to see what he does.
Learn his patterns,
You know, yeah. Don't even shoot at him. Just focus on avoiding. So
That's with Dark Souls too. You just gotta
Dark
learn
Souls is
enemy
the same
patterns,
way, yeah.
basically.
yeah, avoid, and then strike when you're ready.
Right.
Mark, you're number 3.
My number 3 was Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird.
Fuck that game.
You hit nothing and you die. Essentially, is what it looks like. You die so quickly. There's no pause to
Oh,
show
yeah.
you where you died,
The
or
first
how
one.
you died. You just like bump and dead.
Yep.
That's it.
And then, so yeah, and
How
it's
much of it did you actually play?
I played about 30 minutes of it and said I'm done because it's one of those things where it's like there's no point to it. You don't get the
Did they
satisfaction of
upgrade?
you don't like
I
it's
just want to see what my top score was. Go ahead, keep going.
yeah. All
Playing.
right.
What-
There.
How
What
did
the
Flappy Bird not get sued? Isn't that like the fish from Mario?
Yeah,
Pipes
and the
from
pipes.
Mario?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
there was some sort
There,
of
there was
sewage.
a lawsuit, which is why it's
Yeah.
no longer on the App Store and everything.
Oh,
Like-
it's still there.
Is it?
No,
Yeah.
no, you can't.
So
Oh.
You can't get it anywhere unless you
Oh.
had it.
Oh,
If
already.
you had
had
it, then
So it's why I'll
Those
never delete
flaps.
this.
2
but-
flaps? I may have made it to 7 flaps.
yeah,
Look at
I,
this guy. Oh, you
Six
hit your head.
laps.
Yeah, it's just
Done.
such a
I was-
quick end.
Trying to see my best, but it reset my score. So
Yeah,
I don't know
so-
how far I got. Oh, I've gotten pretty far, but
I think I've gotten to like 80, but it's one of those things where it's there's no.
It's not
What's the
completion.
gratification for it? You
Yeah.
just I got to 3,000 pipes.
I'm
Congratulations.
sure there is somebody who has. But
There's not a story mode?
Yeah, it's like there's no
Well,
Development,
we can make
it's just-
one.
it's just
You know,
a
what's up
tapping
with
glass.
that?
why does he flap?
Is that a bird or a fish? What is that thing?
I think it's a
Why is
flying
there pipes
fish.
coming out of the sky?
Yeah, how is
Yeah.
that happening? Where is he? Where is
Sky
he going?
pipes.
They should turn Flappy Bird into like a first-person shooter or something. I don't know.
Maybe
I
a
went-
movie. They could do a
A
So-
movie.
I went
They
to
could-
a-
if they did it with Angry Birds, they could do it with Flappy
arcade,
Bird.
and so it's like it's a bar, an arcade,
Like ground
and
control.
it has giant Flappy Bird, and I was like, what the? Why would I come here and then play a giant iPhone game? And
Yeah.
I did.
Did it cost
Yeah,
did it cost money? Like the arcade?
No.
Like put $1 in, flat?
Some of them
die?
do, some of them don't. But
Wow.
Well,
they
like,
also had Fruit Ninja. I was like, man, this is not what I came here for.
right? Yeah.
Huh.
The
That is
barcades
interesting.
they're a neat concept. I wish
We're
we
doing
had
one in Anchorage. Busters.
Oh, Dave and Buster's. Yeah.
Well, we're getting off topic.
Uh-oh.
All right, Chris, you're number 3.
What do I have? Golgo 13 for NES. Of
Heard of
course. NES is terrible. You can just imagine. It's awful. He's basically like a rip-off of James Bond. So one cool part is like between levels, he like sleeps with chicks to get stuff like scuba gear.
That makes sense.
Golgo Bordello.
He's a total man whore, but I didn't beat the game. It's super hard. My brother beat the game only by cheating, and it was still hard with like the Game Genie. I forget what the code was, but yeah, it was a nightmare.
You don't remember the code? Get out of here.
You can look it up.
Yeah,
It was
Gold.
terrible.
never played it,
13, I'll have to take a
but
look
I
at
do
that.
like. I do like that aspect where you sleep with somebody for scuba gear.
Yeah.
This interests me.
You can't just buy it. You know, you have to.
Huh.
Scuba gear's hard to
It's
find.
like a trade.
Yeah.
You
You
know.
can't just buy that stuff anywhere.
But do you get it in return? Is she like, wow, that was really good. Here's some scuba gear, or is it like she falls asleep and then you steal her gear
You know,
and you run away?
They leave it to the imagination.
You just get it.
Much like Flappy Bird.
And
Shows
see,
us that-
You don't know what's happening.
they'd have water levels just like Ninja Turtles. Basically, imagine that. And,
This is the scuba gear.
and a side scrolling. It was kind of like a couple different game modes that were all terrible.
Yeah. Did you get a sniper rifle at any point?
I think so. I think there's
Did
like
you have
a
to sleep with
first
somebody to
person-
get it?
I am intrigued by this
Probably.
game, and I will have to check it out.
Oh,
Look for a
let's
ROM.
See if it's as hard. Maybe I was just bad. I don't know.
I put for my number 3 Battletoads. Battletoads is tough. It's one tough mamma jamma. Mamma jamma.
terrible game.
Not
And,
Battletoads versus Double Dragon.
No, the original NES Battletoads, and actually even the SNES Battletoads can be tough. However, SNES version is beatable, whereas the NES version is not,
That wave race level or whatever.
and it's because of that wave race level,
I don't know. I've never
and
gotten past
everybody knows it.
I've never gotten past it either.
So it's what you fight on top of a mountain, then you go down a cave, right?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
chain and ball thing.
Oh,
that-
God.
and then you get down to something. Is that when the wave race?
Yeah,
Third
it's
level,
like the third stage.
third stage.
Maybe there's nothing after that.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
Maybe that's it.
why they made it so hard, because like they didn't want to make any more games.
I don't know what the actual story of Battletoads is because I've never beaten that stage.
Well, the story comes from the beginning. Like someone steals your girlfriend, or
Yeah,
or
I don't
one of
know
your
how it
Zitsy
concludes.
brothers.
I
Yeah.
guess they
died
died.
in the
You
sewer.
died trying to save her
That is the
And
that is the canon ending.
because
not all
you
stories
stupidly.
have a happy ending.
Why in the world would you go down into a cave, into a wave racer through like? Why would you go spelunking?
Especially when
Through a bunch of
aliens are the
caves.
one that
Yeah.
stole your girlfriend or whatever.
They
it makes
went
sense.
out of-
Down.
Are you going down to your ships? Is that
Nobody
what's going
knows.
on? Nobody
Maybe.
knows because you know what? Nobody's beating that level. That's the way it is. There was rumor that if you hit one of the pylons, the specific one, you get warped to like a different level, like a.
I guarantee I've hit every one of those at some point.
As it happened, I lost track of which ones there are because so the first half you're going through and it's cool, it's all right. The second half, it like goes from 0 to 100 in like
Yeah.
2 seconds.
They
and
flash
you're
the
like-
screen real
yeah,
briefly on the right side.
and you're just like, and you
And
take
it's-
off, and all the
You're on
everything
a
is just
jet
coming
ski,
by.
so it's like kind of floaty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And jet skis in real life are already hard enough to control because they're counterintuitive. You think,
Yeah.
all right, I gas to turn. No, and you're like, oh, I just turn, and yeah, it's not how a normal
Yeah,
vehicle
and-
is. So
And so with this, if you're not hitting something, it's because of pure luck. You're like, I didn't know it was not there.
Well, you
like,
can memorize the pattern. I did actually beat the wave race level only in Rare Replay, where you just get that level over and over again. It's specifically made for that, but
have
the
to-
game stops there because it was just that level.
Because there's nothing
Oh,
past it.
yeah. So that to me was tough. The fighting wasn't so much because that was kind of easy actually, but just that alone, that racing mode, just was too fast for me, man.
Yeah.
You know. And they weren't responsive enough. You couldn't
Yeah.
move up and down fast.
you had to
enough.
know where it was coming and
Yeah,
do the
you have to
move
be like
before.
on center, and you just have to, do this fishtail back and forth. Yeah, it was horrible. That was. We gone through our threes. Number 2,
yeah,
Justin, take it
Um,
away.
I put Star Ocean achievements.
Do you,
I was
Yeah,
just double checking.
You
I
did
wanted to
that.
see-
Yeah, you did put
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I played through that game, and I think I got 1% of achievements after beating it, and then it's just crazy the amount of achievements in that thing, and they're so obscure.
They are obscure.
It's ridiculous.
Like do 1,000,000 points of damage with the rusty sword +5 that you find in somebody's underwear on a different planet.
finding rusty swords in people's underwear.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it is. You're like,
Like-
where is this other planet? I thought I was on one planet. There's 5 million planets that you haven't touched. I don't know.
Like, you could
Yeah.
swap this out for multiple games achievements, but I think Star Ocean was just. If you beat a game, you should have at least like half the achievements. I think.
Yeah.
just from beating the game. Yeah,
Just to be clear, we're talking just the achievement portion is the
Because I did beat the
difficult
game, and it was
Yeah.
fun. Good game, but yeah, that's just.
part. It's a grind to
I
get
haven't
those.
played
it,
achievements,
JRPG
so I
and
have
it's-
to- yeah. I like it. I like the Star Ocean franchise. I think number 4 is good. The fifth one's out. I want to get it, but I'm kind of hesitant because of the price tag. Maybe I'll go to. A lot of people don't like it as well, so they'll buy it thinking they'll like it, and so they'll go
I've
back
heard
return.
mixed,
So I really hope that.
middling reviews. But
Yeah,
What's the price tag? Just $60.
$60, which
No.
is too high for me.
Too high for Star Ocean?
Too high
For a
for
JRPG.
any game
Okay.
for me.
dollars
I
per
usually-
hour, you're gonna get a lot out of Star Ocean.
Yeah. Dollars per hour.
That
Wow.
is something that bothers me too. Like games like that. What is that? That 1804 or 1812, whatever it is. That
Oh yeah.
game
Yeah.
for
Order
PlayStation 4.
1886.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The order.
And it's
The
like a
order.
6-hour gameplay.
Yeah.
So you pay
It's
$60,
pretty.
$10 an hour for.
It's
I
beautiful.
got it on sale, but it was okay. But yeah, it was short. But some games don't need to be long. I don't know.
Yeah.
It told a story, so if you drag that story out any longer, it's not going to be any better.
Right. For me, it's hard to justify that kind of money
But-
on not much. I mean,
But video games are very expensive to make nowadays, especially at that level. But yeah, we're off topic.
right. That's just me being selfish, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mark.
That's exactly what it is, Mark.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Ninja Gaiden, because that game is a huge pain in the.
I always, when I was a kid, I pronounced the Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
So am I the only one that's saying Gaiden?
No,
Which I think is the right way
it's-
to say it.
Ninja Gaiden is the correct way.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought
Yeah.
that's how you say that in
Yeah,
Japanese.
and I didn't read the
Gaiden.
title. It's just I heard somebody else say it, and that's why I said it.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden. Yeah.
Gaiden. It's Gaiden.
That, when you get hit in that game, you
It's dumb.
flop backwards, right? Is that the one?
Yeah, you get hit, and you're like, "Ugh," and you go into a
Yeah.
seizure,
And it
and like
has-
you.
Enemies respawn every time you move the screen back.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
So you have to
Yeah.
redo.
I
everything
think
you've
you
done.
get hit back half the amount of distance that you can jump. So
Yeah.
you jump, and then
Usually
if you're
just
going,
enough to fall in a hole.
right, exactly.
Exactly,
So if
and
you're
then you
going
die.
over something and get hit, right into the pit.
Yeah.
Yep, sucks.
So it's the
Terrible.
same thing. Yeah, it's the same reason why we hate like all these hard
All the
games on our
Nintendo
list. Or all the
games, yeah.
Nintendo games. They're
Yeah.
all that way.
Yeah, and they specifically programmed it
Well,
that
yeah,
way.
I
you
mean,
know?
that's how they made games longer back then, was making them harder.
Yeah,
Yeah. Instead of
Like-
more content, it's like okay, we're gonna
10
make
levels is
You've got to tuck and roll and dip dodge, duck dive, and dodge.
And you're supposed to be a ninja, so all the enemies are moving really fast and throwing stuff at you. And it's just, but I'm not a ninja. I can't.
Yeah.
and ninjas don't. They're not really avoiding hawks at every minute, every second of their.
Unlimited birds
like-
flying at you.
Right.
This guy's just going from like one mountainside to the other side, and he's got like hawks. He's got other ninjas on him. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
what's going on?
fireballs
Am
flying
I
here and
that much
Japan
of a threat?
looks crazy.
Yeah.
know?
Apparently, feudal Japan was like
That's why there's no ninjas
horrendous.
left.
Yeah.
They all fell in a hole.
I got stunned.
So are
and
you a
died.
bad guy in the game if the eagles are trying to kill you? Like that's nature rising up.
Yeah, they're
Birds are assholes, though.
Right. That's just birds
Yeah.
in general.
they're birds of prey, right? So you are prey no matter what. They should be attacking other ninjas too. That would be awesome.
Right. There should be some
Some equality there.
intra
They don't
monster
distinguish
fighting.
between good ninja and bad ninja. They just
Just ninjas.
that one's food for my little hawklings.
Which is easy. We all know the good ninja wears white, so.
Yeah,
Right.
except
Should be-
he was wearing like blue.
Means you're the bad guy. That's what that means.
Yeah, that means yeah. And all the other ones were white, weren't?
Oh my god.
Minds are blown. We're the bad
We're
guy.
The bad guy trying to steal
His
my girlfriend
Again?
back away.
Is that
from
what every story from
I think
regular
it is,
Nintendo
yeah.
was? Someone
All
stole your
women.
girlfriend and you had to
It's the
go
Apparently,
in the sewers?
yeah, the nerds of
women in distress.
1980 were like,
Yeah.
these
We want to
a-holes
be heroes. Yeah.
I'm stealing our girlfriends.
Yeah, those butch guys. Yeah. And like all the bosses are like this just macho guys. Muscular dudes.
We'll
you know?
outsmart them with our superior intellect
Yeah.
and our sharper ninja stuff.
But I keep getting knocked back into this pit. Curses. Yeah. It's a tough game. The difference between that and Battletoads is Battletoads, the fighting's easy, whereas Ninja Gaiden, the fighting's hard. Everything's hard on
Yeah.
the game. Every single thing. That was Mark. Go, Chris.
For number 2,
Yeah, you
It's-
have.
Volgor. It's on the Xbox One. It's a new game, but it's made to
It
be
feels like a
old.
regular Nintendo game.
Yeah, the graphics are kind of shitty.
Yep.
But it's tough but fair. So I beat the game, but I got like the worst ending possible. And just
I am only on like stage 3 of that game. It's rough.
trying to do anything more is very demoralizing. And there's like a secret hidden, like, what's the Valhalla or something you can try to go to, but you have to like beat the bosses perfect and just keep beating more. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's
But
terrible.
yeah, it's like a throwback. Someone obviously grew up playing these old Nintendo games and made
Yeah.
this.
They loved them. I don't know.
I guess.
I
Or they
guess
want
for
to
punishment.
inflict pain on the new
I guess,
generation.
yeah,
One of the
they're
hardest
probably really good.
things in the game is jumping, because like in Mario you
it's
can
so weird.
jump and come
Yeah.
back, but this is more like you jump, you're committed, you fall to your death.
Yeah, it's the jumping.
You're- Well, the physics are accurate then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Isn't that a thing? Like how?
like you can't change your mind. I'm gonna jump over this cliff.
Well-
No, I'm not gonna make it.
But you can double jump. You can double jump.
Oh, okay.
Then, you know,
So can you double jump backwards?
you kind of can.
Okay,
you can
halfway.
double jump half the
Half the
distance back.
You gotta split
Just
the
enough to
difference.
fall in a hole.
and-
That's how far you can jump. Obviously.
Just enough.
You gotta commit. Oh shit!
Yeah, that's good. That sounds like fun. So far, I'm really intrigued by Volgor and Golgol 13. I'm really.
Yeah, I'm glad we brought him in.
Yeah,
for this
I'm
one.
gonna.
This is
I'm
good.
gonna have to take a look at those. Is my turn number
I think you
two?
played Volgar at my house.
I
think
don't
you have.
remember. Did I?
Yeah, you'll recognize it.
Okay,
Anyways.
maybe I have. I don't know. My number two. Did I do number two?
You haven't done your number 2 yet.
I have not. Ninja Gaiden.
Yep. So
Yeah,
we had a similar
Ninja Gaiden. I
yeah.
should have just agreed with you. Ninja Gaiden. Stupid game. Weak
Unreasonable.
story. Doing way too much work.
We discovered we're the bad guy.
Yeah, we have learned
Yeah.
now that we're
You're
the
the
That's
bad
why
bad
it's so
guy.
hard.
Yeah. All
the
the good
good
guys
guys-
are after you.
You're a-
Cops.
Probably a wannabe rapist.
Who made?
that's why-
Who
Probably
made
what it
Ninja
is.
Gaiden? Do you guys remember which company? it is?
Konami.
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 So the Konami code probably would have worked and helped.
Probably.
Wasn't it Tecmo?
Maybe it was Tecmo.
It was Tecmo.
I don't know if that's the same thing
Because
going on.
he's in Dead or Alive.
Oh,
That's why
okay,
I know
Tecmo. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Ryu Hayabusa.
I was thinking of maybe the original Metal Gear Solid. I don't know, dude.
Pretty much the same game.
All the I don't
Another
know
very hard
developers
game,
that
by the
well
way.
for the old
Yeah.
games. So
Number one most difficult game. Justin, take it
I
away.
went with Battletoads, and another reason because we had talked about a lot of it, but I rented this every weekend basically because I didn't know any better. I was like, "Hey, a video game," and I keep renting this. It was me and Alaska Savage, Kevin, and that game is even harder in 2 players because you can hit each other.
Oh
So
my
you're doing all this
God.
fighting, and we just kill each other, and like the
Yeah.
downwards, you just slam into each other every time, and they get in the wave race is impossible. That one actually doesn't change the 2-player one, just because you can't.
Yeah, you
run
can't,
into
yeah.
it. But the
Thank
combat,
God. Pushing
you
people.
kept saying the combat's easy. I was keeping in mind. I was like 2-player, it is not easy because you're just hitting each
That's
other.
right.
the
I
whole
do
time.
remember the 2-player now.
yeah,
And we didn't know any better. We're not
Rapid
going
fires
to take
on.
turns if it's a 2-player game. We're both going to play. So we never even. We could have just stopped playing the game, or play 1 player, or never rented the game in the first place.
But
But
bro bonding right
Yeah.
there. So
it made me who
You
I
guys
am
can
today.
equally hate
Bitter
it.
old
Yeah.
man.
yeah. That was because when I played Battletoads, I was like
that's also your
8
number
years
one, yeah.
old. Yeah. And that was the same reason why that was my number 1 is because the combat. Like me and my brother Todd would play that game, and we didn't realize that friendly fire was a thing because we're like, oh, we're just what the fuck, we keep dying. Like, we were so angry about it, and we didn't realize until later when he was like running around. He's like, oh, you asshole, like, hit me, and I was like, oh, you can hurt me.
Or
What's with that?
the guy with full life can eat all the flies, and the guy with no life
Yeah.
doesn't get any. That's the thing in a lot of these. Like Ninja Turtles had that, and
Yeah.
Yep, that was the thing.
It's the
too, 'cause-
greed. The greed.
Yeah.
Need or greed.
Near greed, yep. And then, yeah, so that's
Yeah.
it for me as a co-op thing. Because I never played Battletoads by myself, so.
I put Star Ocean Achievements for my number 1. I don't know how we came up with the same thing here, but I hated getting those achievements. I don't even have them. You know, just looking through them is like, what is all this? And I'm not an achievement hunter by any means.
but it's
I don't-
demoralizing the percentage you get after beating the game.
Yeah,
What the
it-
hell, man?
I played
Yeah,
through
look at it.
half the game, and I'm like, well, let me see what trophies I got or need to get, and I got nothing. There's nothing on there. Like, I think maybe I got one for like, congratulations, you graduated to the field or something like that. Like you stepped foot outside or something like that. It was stupid, and I was like, "What? This is it?" I'm looking through all of them. Half of them are hidden. I think. I don't remember. And the other ones are like ridiculous. Like I said, like go spy on somebody's
freaking
booty.
hidden, so I can't even look at this.
You know?
So I
Yeah.
really
So
played
yeah,
the
secret
game.
achievements.
And these are
Is the game about exploring a lot?
You do some exploring. You do a lot of exploring, but there's a story to it. You know, there's a whole bunch.
like a
I mean,
JRPG.
it's really extensive. I mean, there's a lot of recipes you can combine. It's extensive game.
just
It's
even looking at the list doesn't really
Yeah.
tell you as much because it says 100% of all battle trophies, but there's hundreds of battle trophies. So those are like 100 more little achievements you got to get. 100% spaceship data, whatever that means.
What?
100% of weapon data, so you got like get every weapon.
And go find them. Where are you
100%
looking?
monster data, so you got to find every monster. Create 100% of all weapons.
Which is impossible. There's a million weapons.
100% of all treasure chests, quests, and then secret achievements.
Oh, those treasure chests are impossible, man. They're hidden everywhere.
So there's a secret achievement, and on this website you can unlock this. You can see it, and it just says secret. So even the secret's a secret. What does that even mean?
You don't even know.
You found the secret. That's what it is.
Coliseum
The secret is a thing.
champion.
It's a noun.
Hasty hair handler.
Hasty hair handler. I've been known for that in my time.
You're a
Hasty hair.
Is that hair
Okay, I'm
H-A-I-R or is that
I'm
H-A-R-E?
Well, maybe the rabbit hair?
Is it,
That's
it was
what I
the animal.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Oh, that sucks. I was not one of those.
Say the hasty hair and they're like, give me that nappy weave.
Let me fix it. Okay. Hastily.
So this is the graph. Like everybody has 0 achievements, and like 2 people have.
Yeah.
All the achievements.
Somebody got it, but
Somebody's got it.
it's ridiculous.
It's nuts.
I'd be impressed if somebody does that.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have.
Let's get Ryan and tell him all about
He's
it.
Probably platinum, which isn't possible.
But he's probably done it. That's our top 5 for the hardest games.
Did you get Chris's Ninja Gaiden? Did you have any more
No.
to say about that?
Well, I'm glad I played it as an adult because that I didn't really play. Like I played it and I was like, "This is garbage."
Never mind,
And
I'm done.
then I watched Angry Video Gamer play it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible game. That's our top 5
Hardest games.
hardest games. Stick around for best RPGs. Peace out.